Hour Special Edition.
Hello, good evening. Thank you very much for joining us here on Times Now. This is the News Hour Special Edition this Saturday evening, and I'm Hina Gambhir. Viewers, the news of passing away of Shefali Jariwala left her fans and the entertainment world in shock. The Kanta Laga girl won millions of hearts. Initial reports cite heart failure or cardiac arrest as the possible cause of her death. 22 years ago, her charismatic presence and dancing skills turned Kanta Laga into a national catchphrase. The exact cause of her death is still being investigated. Shefali was rushed to a Mumbai hospital by her husband, Parag Tyagi, and 3 others. However, hospital authorities confirmed that she was declared brought dead. Her post-mortem was performed at Mumbai's Cooper Hospital, and cops along with forensic team also visited Shefali's residence today. However, sources have provided Times Now with some disconcerting information. They say Shefali was taking anti-aging medication for many years. As per sources, hours before her demise last night, Shefali was on a day-long fast, but still she is learned to have taken a jab of anti-aging medicine in the afternoon. According to officials familiar with the ongoing inquest, Shefali is said to have started shivering in the evening and she fell on the ground around 11 p.m. These anti-aging medicines were prescribed to her 8 years ago, as per sources, and she had been taking it every month. Sources say that cops are examining if these medications were behind the possible cardiac arrest. The forensic team has found a lot of pills from Shefali's residence, including anti-aging gastro-related pills as well. Cops are now waiting for the post-mortem report, and depending on the findings, further investigation is going to be conducted. But viewers, the untimely demise of Shefali, of Bigg Boss fame, who was known to be very conscious of her health and fitness, has surprised many. As per reports, she was not on any heart-related medication. While the exact cause of her death is yet to be determined, what is also being discussed is what Shefali went through in the past. In 2021, Shefali opened up about the reason for separation from her first husband, Harmeet Singh, accusing him of domestic abuse, which put her in mental distress. She also suffered from anxiety and epilepsy. She revealed in an interview that she suffered seizures in classrooms, backstage, on the roads as well, which lowered her self-esteem. Now, this is the reason why she did not take up much work, because she didn't know when she would get her next seizure. There is a touch of irony in her passing, viewers. Kanta Laga was the DJ Doll remix featuring Shefali Jariwala. It was based on Kanta Laga, originally a song from the 1972 Bollywood film Samadhi. It was composed by the legendary R.D. Burman. Shefali died on 27th of June. R.D. Burman was born on 27th of June. Her passing away at 42 underlines an issue that's like an elephant in plain sight, and the carpet's too small to brush it under. Behind the world of glitz and glamour, these personal struggles and mental health challenges that many celebrities face are talked about in whispers behind closed doors. Shefali isn't alone, viewers. A host of bigwigs from the entertainment world have shared their experiences of how they battled health issues, mental health crisis, anxiety and depression. And these include Salman Khan, Shraddha Kapoor, Ileana D'Cruz, Hrithik Roshan, Sanjay Dutt, Deepika Padukone, Honey Singh and many more. The list is long there. Unfortunately, we have lost several young talents as well who died by suicide after reportedly battling depression. Jia Khan, you would remember, she was just 25. Pratyusha Banerjee, 24. Tunisha Sharma was just 1 year out of her teens. They died by suicide and had one thing in common: a struggle with depression and anxiety. Which is why, viewers, the conversation about mental health becomes extremely critical. The stigma surrounding mental health issues needs a social glasnost. It needs to be understood that behind the glitz and glamour, beyond the rapturous adulation by fans, beneath the smiles and bling, nothing at all is perfect. There are real human beings, real struggles and real challenges, just like everyone else, or maybe much more. In fact, just 3 days before her demise, Shefali posted a dazzling picture on Instagram. She wore a silver embellished jumpsuit. She looked poised, radiant, fierce, posed confidently. She captioned the post, "Bling it on, baby." So she was somebody who was always full of life, and unfortunately she has lost her life. She's no more today. Reports suggest that she died because of a cardiac arrest. So that is the reason why we want to discuss this important subject on the News Hour, the special edition this Saturday evening, because there have been several such instances when it comes to celebrities who have died because of cardiac arrest in the recent past. And let's welcome our guests who are joining us on this debate this evening. We have Veena Singh, HOD, Plastic Surgery, AIIMS, Patna. We have with us Dr. N.N. Khanna, Senior Cardiologist and Advisor to Apollo Group of Hospitals, Dr. Jayanti Datta, Psychologist, Avantika Shetty, who is an actress, Abu Malik, co-participant of Shefali, Bigg Boss Season 13, and Bindu Dara Singh, actor and ex-Bigg Boss contestant. Good evening to all of you. Thank you very much for joining us here on Times Now. Bindu Dara Singh, let me begin this discussion with you. You've been a Bigg Boss contestant. It's a shocking news that we all woke up to this morning when we got to know Shefali Jariwala, 42 years old only, so full of life, always smiling, happy. If you look at her pictures, nobody can ever even imagine that she may be suffering from within. She looked absolutely fit and fine, but nobody knows what's going inside.
Absolutely. She was like a tigress in the show. She was very strong, and she was very strong in real life too. I've been doing many shows with her. Over the last month also we were together, and she danced on 2 or 3 times for 10 minutes each without even breaking into a sweat. So this is very, very, very shocking what has happened, and it's not because she was not fit. She was very, very fit. She and her husband both were very fit. And she was very calm and poised. So I don't think she was even having much of depression or anything of that sort now, in this stage. Maybe earlier in her life she was. But a celebrity's career is absolutely full of ups and downs and lots of tension. Now I've started thinking, I keep pushing myself, should I take a little breather and relax and not go after work with a vengeance? Because it's scary. 42 is too young, and she was very busy. She would do shows all over. She was just in Australia. She spent time in Australia. She came back. She was again doing a show in Delhi with me. We were going to go out to do another show. So it's like we have to think now, because I think there's adulteration in food, and there's, I think, medicines also. You have to be very careful what you're taking. I don't know what has exactly gone wrong, but it's something massive, and we all need to understand what is happening here.
Absolutely. You said she was too young, and you know, this definitely came as a shock to each one of us, and also because there have been several such incidents in the recent past. I want to take that point across to Dr. N.N. Khanna. Dr. Khanna, we are speaking about Shefali Jariwala, just 42 years old. Siddharth Shukla, you know, another popular TV actor, died suddenly. He was just 40 years old. The reason was cardiac arrest. Actor Puneet Rajkumar, again, died because of a heart attack, was just 46 years old. Then singer KK, you know, was 53 years old. After a live performance in Kolkata, reportedly died due to a heart attack. What is really happening? Can you explain to our viewers?
Okay, so let me put it in perspective. Heart attacks and cardiac arrest are two different things. Cardiac arrest can be caused because of heart attack, but it can be caused because of many other things, which could be genetic, which could be food adulteration, which could be extreme physical or mental stress, depression, many drugs which we use for, you know, for as an anti-emetic drug, or, you know, for our acidity. If they have those sort of combinations of prokinetics, all these can actually lead to a sudden cardiac death in patients who are genetically prone to it or even otherwise. And of course, electrolyte imbalance and many other things. So when we are saying sudden death actually happens with, electrical, asystole of the heart, or, the heart starts beating in a very chaotic fashion. And the beats are ineffective and the patient just has a very low BP or no BP and he dies. So those are the things which are very important. And one, that we have to be very careful with our stress management. We have to be very careful with, with early diagnosis of heart disease. We have to be very careful of the things in the drugs which we are consuming, and also our mental health. That's very important. And the way it can be treated is, like she unfortunately had it while sleeping, but if somebody has a cardiac arrest, a good cardiopulmonary resuscitation or can actually save 50% of these lives if they are purely electrical deaths because of cardiac arrest.
Okay. You specifically mentioned stress management, and that is also emerging as a big concern as far as the entertainment industry is concerned. Of course, there is stress, across different professions, but in the entertainment industry, we are talking about it a lot more because there is a lot of pressure to look a certain way. Even if you are aging, you are, forced to look a certain way, or perhaps it's something that you feel that's important for your profession to grow and excel. Well, we'll talk about that as well with, our guest, Dr. Jayanti Datta. But before that, I want to go across to Abu Malik as well, who was Shefali's co-participant in Bigg Boss season 13. Abu Malik, there are several conspiracy theories that people are talking about what could have happened. We don't want to go into all of that. Have you managed to speak to anybody from the family or the doctors what possibly went wrong? Because, some are saying that it could be connected to epilepsy. There could be complicated cosmetic treatments as well.
Actually, I've just come from the crematorium, and I'm deeply shocked and sad about what has happened. It is very, very shocking. My condolences go to the entire family and to all the friends who are and well-wishers there who are actually crying out. I was there at the crematorium. It's a very sad scene to watch. I had dad and mom in I embraced dad, Shefali's dad, and both of us just looked at each other because I was there when she first released the song, and we have done maybe hundreds of shows all over the world. And it was a very shocking thing to happen. Now, coming down to what exactly happened is I was having a word with Aarti. It seems that she had an epileptic seizure, and then she had a very low blood pressure. The blood pressure fell very drastically, and she was gone before, I think, any help could be reached. They took her to the hospital, and from then on, the doctors declared her dead on arrival. So this is what exactly happened. It was a short span of time. So it just happens too shocking to digest at the moment for all of us. And as far as conspiracy theories are concerned, there's hardly anything except that it was a time, and it's very surprising that a young person like her could go away. She was full of life, really full of life. There was nothing that she just didn't want to do. Everything was ready. She was making plans and all. I had met her a few months back because I was busy. I was abroad all the time, so I couldn't meet her. But I tell you, whenever I met her, she was always bubbling with life and wanting to do things. And now just see what has happened. It's very shocking. And of course, if she had, there is nothing you can say about anti-aging medicines and all, because I do not know about them. And yes, I knew about the epileptic incident, and that's it. I don't know what to say more. But as far as stress and all is concerned, stress everybody faces in this line. There is no way that you can escape stress in the film industry, and many of us have battled depression. In 2012, I went through an incident of depression which took about a year to cure, and I think it's the most dreadful disease for anybody in this world to have. You wouldn't want to wish it to your worst enemy. So depression is deadly, and at the same time I can say that she was not the one to be prone to these things. She was very sprightly. Maybe in some space of her life she had a small interaction which was deadly, means she felt very depressed at that stage of her life. but she was really rearing to go. As you say, 3 days back, she had posted something on Instagram which said that, come on, let's have it, It's like that. She used to tell me all these things. I think it's very, very surprising. And since since the COVID incident, I have seen so many of my friends, including even I was hospitalized after that COVID second vaccine. I think many people have passed away suddenly with no rhyme or reason. And this is happening everywhere. I think the doctors also know that. I've spoken to some doctor and he had told me that I asked him, I had deep vein thrombosis in my left leg. I was hospitalized in the hospital. Somebody came and told me that your friend has died. And I said, who is that? It was Siddharth Shukla. So I said, what are you talking? It's like a laughing matter. He's such a tough guy, an unbelievable human being. And I said, how is it possible? And I was down with deep vein thrombosis. So then I asked the doctor, one of the doctors, what is this actually happening? Is it something to do with COVID that so many young people are going or other people are going? He said, maybe there's a protein reaction when you take the vaccine and something can happen. So there are so many things, theories that go around why so many people have passed away. So many people have passed away in the last 3-4 years. Some in the 30s, 40s, 28s, 30. Okay, there have been some tragedies, but otherwise they've just been passing, just gone. Once they're there, next they're gone. It's surprising, and I get really scared to tell the world that we have all to be careful.
Well, absolutely. It is important to be careful. Dr. Jayanti Datta, as far as Shefali is concerned, she herself had acknowledged that, how she used to be anxious. There used to be a lot of anxiety and pressure because of epilepsy. And now the details that Abu Malik has shared are also, quite concerning. And apart from that, several celebrities, such as Deepika Padukone, Hrithik Roshan, have openly discussed their mental health challenges. How important do you think it is, this openness in breaking the stigma around mental illness in India's entertainment sector and society at large? Do you see that happening, or do you think that perhaps still it's something that's not being addressed the way it should be?
I would say recently I was interviewed for an International Yoga Day, right? And I felt that mental health is of prime importance. And, lately, as you narrated the names of the youngsters we've lost, it's very unfortunate. Recently, we have lost another young girl who was also an influencer, and she committed suicide because she felt her followers were getting reduced in number. Now, when you come to these celebrities, you see all of us have a particular limit of tolerance of frustration. We have our own strategies for coping with stress. But, these celebrities who are constantly performing in front of the audience, they face more of this stress on a day-to-day basis. It's a big challenge for them to maintain their persona, to maintain their figure, and to maintain that that they're very lively. And for that, they fall back on the medications. These weight loss medications, motivational hyping of the medications, which directly attacks on your hormones, on to maintain your synergy level, you are becoming dependent on these medications. And mind you, Shefali had epilepsy, this kind of a disease. You have to be, when we deal with these kind of patients, we always see that the patient is told that you might not get the food, but your anti-epileptic medicines, please don't miss. Now, what I heard from the previous interviews who were talking to you, that, she collapsed. Her BP was going down. Now, these are the side effects of all these mood enhancers. And, whenever you go for parties and things like that, they have these designer drugs which they take to enjoy the party. And I think it's very common among the media. And, when you take this, you challenge your own mental state. Because mind is directly related with your ANS and CNS. Your autonomic nervous system, your central nervous system, both these things take a toll and they impact on your hormonal balance, your homeostatic balance gets jeopardized. And this is what happens, and they ignore, they challenge themselves. I would not even be sort of surprised if it comes out that, she knew that she's probably heading for this kind of a thing. Maybe she did not share. And what happens?
We don't really know. We don't really know what really led to it, and we do not even want to get into guessing that, because
I'm sure.
Yes, since we do not know, the kind of medicines perhaps that she was taking, I don't even want to discuss that aspect. The point that I want you to focus on, Dr. Jayanti, is essentially how, this aspect around mental health that needs to come out, but for celebrities perhaps it still remains a stigma. It's not something that they can really openly talk about. In her case also, she came out later, she took a break also from work, and then when she came back, when she bounced back, she looked fitter, healthier, etc. So I want you to focus on the mental health aspect, because of course we will wait for the investigation to come out, and we really don't want to second guess what perhaps could have gone wrong, because we don't know.
Coming back to the mental health, it's very, very important and pertinent to talk about it. Don't put it in the wraps. The earlier you talk about it, the earlier you seek the expert help, you can get out of it. It's not such a dangerous, disastrous disease unless it is only the mental health component.
Right.
When you have a CNS involvement, that is that epileptic thing, then it becomes more complicated.
Okay.
But mind you, you can get out of your depressive state, provided you seek the help.
Yes.
You have to see whether
that
it is
conversation
acute,
really needs to
insidious,
begin, and for
similar.
that
You have to
support
seek the-
system becomes extremely important as well.
You must open up.
Yes,
You
yes.
must open up.
Important points you've raised. I'll go across to Avantika Shetty as well to get a response as to, why. Or let me just ask her only, and then I'll go across to Ms. Veena Singh. Avantika Shetty, why do you think it still remains a stigma when it comes to celebrities specifically? Because, if somebody is looking fit, Dasari is actually fit. Can you talk to us a little bit about the pressures that you face, that you see around you as an actor?
See, mental health, especially in showbiz, if you're talking about, there's a lot of competition, obviously, always to look good, be relevant most of the time. And most of the times what happens is, we don't even realize that we're going through a certain mental health issue. We are so much in the pressure of performing, being relevant, looking good, all of that, that we don't realize that we are pushing ourselves way beyond, and we are not even realizing that we are going through a certain mental health issue. Especially when you're constantly working on the role, you barely get any rest. You don't get time to yourself. You don't get rest for physically. And at that point in time, to concentrate on what's going wrong with my mental health, you really don't pay as much attention. And even if you address it at this point in time, you get help. There are bouts of depression because there are triggers that keep happening, and these episodes can repeat themselves. So it is more in the case of our industry, because we have to be, we are visible to people. Our face is visible, our body is visible. So that pressure is there, and that is why we tend to, shove it under the carpet for time being. I'll address it later maybe. So by the time when we address it, it's way beyond,
Okay. Ms. Veena Singh, as I was discussing earlier also, some reports are suggesting that Shefali was perhaps undergoing an anti-aging treatment before her untimely death. Can there be potential risks or side effects of such cosmetic procedures? Because there are many other cosmetic procedures that people, are considering today that public perhaps is unaware of. Can you tell us a little bit about the treatments and the side effects, and something that people should now be keeping a close watch on? Perhaps if you have an existing condition, a medical condition, with that, a certain kind of treatment, cosmetic treatment, could be dangerous.
So see, Hina, like the cosmetic procedures, they can be surgical, they can be non-surgical. So the surgical cosmetic procedures are the same as the other surgical procedures. They have their own risk, but no specific risk associated with the cosmetic procedures, I would say. And yes, the medical conditions, in those cases, we have to take specific precautions. We have to take the fitness from the anesthesia people also. So many of the normal patients, they also have epilepsy.
But can
and other
anti-aging
diseases,
drugs
which
lead to
anesthesia
a
have to be-
situation like we saw? Can
Yes,
anti-aging
I'm coming to
drugs
it.
lead to epileptic seizures? Can they lead to cardiac arrest? Can they bring that sort of a situation for a person?
So anti-aging pills which are commonly available, they are nothing but the vitamin C, the vitamin E combinations. Maybe sometimes they have omega-3 fatty acids. So actually, if it is from a standard company, there is nothing which can cause epilepsy or any medical disorder. First of all, I would like to make it very clear to everyone. All of us have taken all the vitamin A and vitamin E all throughout our life, sometimes for our skin, sometimes for our eyes. So they do not have a specific side effect for epilepsy. Epilepsy itself is a medical condition per se without any unknown etiology. Most of the time epilepsy does not have a specific etiology. So I think that she might have an epileptic attack because of which her BP fell down. And one day before also you informed that she had a whole day fasting. So that might have led to a very low BP, and as Dr. Khanna was also telling that in patients having very low BP, they might have this cardiac arrest. So this might be the sequelae which has happened. Nothing to do with the anti-aging pills, nothing to do with the cosmetic procedures. The depression and anxiety are the separate thing, as the entire world is fighting against this endogenous depression. You know, endogenous depression without any cause. A person having everything in his or her family life, in the professional life, but then suffers from the depression without any specific cause. This is the dreaded type of depression. So the same person might not recognize the symptoms, but yes, the people surrounding that person will recognize definitely. So again, I would emphasize the cosmetic surgeries, they have nothing to do. This is like another surgical procedure. Anti-aging pills are multivitamins, nothing else. And epilepsy is another disorder. No correlation between these.
Okay. Dr. Khanna, now many people, after this news came out, many people are suggesting that the incidence of cardiac arrest has increased following COVID-19 vaccination. Is there any truth in this claim? Because since COVID, we have seen several such instances wherein young people who are absolutely fit and fine, heavily into fitness, have lost their lives because of cardiac arrest.
Okay, so let me give my thoughts to this point. Almost everybody in India was either vaccinated or had COVID. So we are not very sure that whether these sort of sudden death is related to COVID vaccine or is related to COVID-related myocardial complications or inflammation in the heart, and subsequently arrhythmias or heart attacks or pulmonary embolism. But it definitely, there seems to be a suggestion, and among us as well, that the incidence of acute myocardial infarctions, incidence of sudden cardiac death and DVTs have actually increased after COVID. And we initially thought it was only, for a few months after COVID, but we are seeing it as a prolonged effect or a late effect of COVID or COVID-related vaccine. But this is something which we are very concerned about. If you go up to and look at the literature, there is no direct correlation which has established that this is because of this. But the entire world, everybody is concerned that these incidences are becoming more common as compared to what we were seeing previous to COVID times. So some correlation is there, but we can't be pinpointing whether it's vaccine or COVID itself.
Okay. So there is some kind of correlation, but can't really pinpoint. That's an important point you've made, because this is something that a lot of people are discussing after, this particular case came out. I'm completely out of time, but thank you very much, all of you, for joining us here on Times Now. Ms. Veena, Ms. Avantika Shetty, Mr. Abu Malik and Mr. Vindu Dara Singh, thank you very much for joining us here on this debate.